Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Ocean City for game number 2 at the Battle at the Beach. Mike Franco alongside Kevin Smith for this matchup as Washington Township gets set to take on Pope John the 23rd in a South Jersey versus North Jersey matchup just moments away from the start of this one, Kevin. But I know you had a chance to talk to Mike Schatzman, head coach of Washington Township. The Minutemen, defending Group 5 state champions. A little bit of a different look, graduating all those seniors, though, from that championship team.
Yeah, I spoke with Mike last night. I mean, he's excited, obviously, about a new season, new opportunity. But, yeah, when you graduate a tremendous senior class like that, state champs, sectional champs the year before that, you obviously now have to rely upon a lot of kids that don't have the game experience. So he said the biggest thing about today is just they got to find out how their young kids are going to respond to adversity and respond to game situations because they haven't been there before.
Pope John, on the other hand, 2 years removed from kind of a Cinderella run to the non-public B state final before falling in that one. Take a step back last year, just 2 wins, but this is a talented non-public program from North Jersey, plays in an elite conference, not only one of the best in the Northeast, but one of the best in the country. This should be a good test for Washington Township. A lot of talent on that side of the football as well.
Yeah, most teams would be happy to get 2 wins against their schedule. I mean, they're playing Bosco, Bergen Catholic, Paramus Catholic, DePaul. I mean, it is a gauntlet. That's arguably one of the best high school football conferences in the country. So don't be deceived by their 2-8 record. This is a physical football team who plays tremendous competition. They'll be ready.
Year number 6 for the Battle at the Beach. Got off to a good start today. Overtime as St. John Vianney outlasting Cedar Creek by the margin of a 2-point conversion in OT. So things moving a little bit behind today, but this one kicking off just about 15 minutes late here. 2 more games still to go. Ocean City will take on Princeton in a game that's slated to start at 4 o'clock, and then Atlantic City will take on Shabazz tonight. All of the action back in Ocean City this year. I know this event has been mixed at times. Sometimes all the days and the games have been here. Sometimes they've had to move to different locations, but should be a beautiful weekend for football. Warm down there, but dry so far. As we're moments away from the start of this one, it'll be Washington Township kicking off, moving right to left on your screen. That's Township in the blue jerseys, white pants, and Pope John in the all whites will be receiving and moving toward the beach and boardwalk end here at Cary Stadium. Kick is fielded at the 5-yard line by Kai Kammer. A little bit of room. Now he bounces it to the outside, and the first drive of the season for Pope John will begin just shy of the 25-yard line. Pope John, again, 2 wins a year ago, and it's a brutal conference slate. In fact, 2 years ago, when the Lions went to a state final, they finished with a losing record, but that just kind of speaks to the gauntlet, and it's a great word to describe it, that a team like this has to go through. First appearance at the Battle at the Beach. Washington Township has been down here multiple times, and we'll get our first look at the Lions offense, and it looks like quarterback Victor Fiore will be under center. Fiore, a junior, and seeing some time last year as well. He's under center, handoff, right up the middle, and Township has that stacked up. And look, turnover, but there's some big bodies on that defensive line for Township.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup because Township's got Dante Leary on the nose, 6'4", 300 pounds, and they just tried to run trap up the middle, and they got no movement. He just collapsed the A-gaps. So if they're going to try to run between the tackles, they're going to have to figure out how to handle that big nose tackle.
Some big bodies down there. Leary listed at 300. A couple other players pushing close to that 300 mark as well. And a lot of speed on the back end as well. We'll get into that in just a bit, as there were a lot of talented juniors on that state championship team from a year ago, now stepping into bigger roles. So the Lions in the gun this time, moving to his right, trying to bounce this to the outside, and Township strings it out. We do have a flag on the play. Maybe a face mask call, as Isaac Parra did a good job sort of setting the edge, but I think he got a little bit of the face mask out on that edge.
Yeah, he did, unfortunate, because that was going to be about a 3-yard loss. One thing that jumps out right away, we're only 2 plays in, so obviously you're not trying to overreact to anything, but Township has dominated the line of scrimmage on those first 2 snaps. I mean, no push up front from Pope John, so we'll see if that changes as we progress.
So Township now, after what would have been a good stop, will wind it here and bring up 2nd and about 8.
5-yard penalty, second down 8.
I like the 5-yard and 15-yard designation on the face mask because that was not a violent play. That's an appropriate call.
Yeah, nothing egregious there, but definitely got his hand up into the face mask. So Fiore back in the gun this time. He's got one receiver to his right, one split out to his left, one back behind him. Now we got motion right to left. And another whistle here. Two things at this event stand out: the amount of cramping and the amount of flags. It's early in the year, and it's just really jumped out from the first year that this happened. It's just these guys, they gotta ramp up quicker. So sometimes all that stuff comes up in this first weekend.
Yeah, execution. It's August 27th, and we're playing real football, man.
That's it.
The thing that suffers as a result of the early start is execution.
Luke Gellinella, the back in the backfield. He's behind quarterback Fiore. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, got a little bit of room, looking downfield. Now he pulls it down. He's bumped out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. It'll be short of the line to gain considerably by about 6 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 6, and a key opening play here as Township has a chance to get off the field early.
That was a big play by Township because Pope John motioned them across the field, and they saw on the previous snap Township rocked their safety, so they tried to attack back away from the defensive rotation, but it didn't fool Township. They were able to pick up the vertical route to the short side. So that shows that they're disciplined right now in their assignments.
So we'll see what the Lions come up with here on 3rd down. First 3rd down of the game here, as we're just about 2 minutes in. Again, it'll be Fiore in the gun. Gellinella to his left. A couple men in motion here. Should end up with about 2 receivers on each side. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end to the right. Fiore flushed out of the pocket and just lost his footing there. Credit that rush there. Looks like that was number 44, Gabe Palaganas, and he forced the issue there, and it'll force a Lions punt.
Yeah, Palaganas coming off the right edge. I mean, he was able to beat his block easily. I mean, that's a decisive win for Township's front on that first offensive possession by Pope John.
So this will be Para back around midfield, hoping to have an opportunity to return this punt. And the Lions will be booting this one away from inside their own 5-yard line. It is a windy day, not overly windy, but there is a breeze off the beach, and it is moving in Township's direction here. So just seeing that first game from field level, a little tough to go into the air on punts this direction. Something to keep an eye on. This one wobbling, spinning toward the near sideline. It'll take a Lions bounce, and Minutemen have to be careful there. Almost touched it, but they avoid it, and Washington Township's offense will start in plus territory. So state championship a year ago, a lot of turnover. Township has a big-name quarterback coming in, Jalen Parker, who has to sit 4 weeks. So this offense might look a little bit different in about a month, but still a lot of talent, and they're big up front, Kevin.
Yeah, they're big up front, and junior Danny Carter is going to run the quarterback spot until Parker's eligible. And Township was in a lot of blowout games last year, so he got a lot of experience. Has never been a starter before, but certainly played a lot of meaningful football last year. So I know Coach Schatzman feels confident with him in there at quarterback.
So Carter, the junior, in the shotgun. He's got it back to his right. 2 receivers split out to the right. They keep it on the ground here. And a good opening run here for Township. That's number 20, Cody Hallex, the junior, 190 pounds, right up the middle there, and it almost is enough for first down. Looks like it'll bring up second and about a yard.
Yeah, offensive line coaches all over America got excited at that. First play out of the gate, they run power for 9 yards. If you can run power for 9 yards a clip, you're going to be in good shape.
Don't overthink it, right up the gut there. So second and short here. Again, Township beginning its drive in plus territory. This one goes out to the left side, and a good play, a good tackle made in space out there. That's number 11, Vincent Gesamaria, 5'10", 180 pounds. And it looks like he made the tackle short of the line to gain. It'll bring up third down.
They went pin and pull sweep this time into the short side of the field, trying to get Pope John to kick to the field, and it made an excellent tackle in space.
Another look at it there as teams get lined up for this third down. They hand it to the up man, and it looks like that's enough for a first. That's number 44, Palaganas, and he gets the tough yard, plus maybe an extra one. It'll bring up a fresh set of downs for the Minutemen.
Washington Township first down.
So Township subbing personnel a lot. They've got a bunch of different personnel groups. Coach Schatzman said they'd vary between 10, 11, maybe even a little bit of 12 bigger personnel. When you got 100 guys on the roster, you can get a lot of guys involved.
Looking down at that sideline, there's about 3 high school football teams down there waiting to get their shot. Here's Carter again in the gun. They'll keep it on the ground. And this is a nice run, weaving back and forth is Elijah Cole, a junior, listed at 5'10", 175 pounds. Good running up front, but then that was Cole kind of putting on a little bit of a show after that.
Yeah, they've made some money running to the tight end side out of what coaches sometimes refer to as a nub set. Tight end by himself on one side of the formation, trips on the other, getting Pope John to kick to the trips and now attacking back to the tight end.
So Cole stays in the backfield. Township has kept it on the ground to this point. Why not? It's been working. Gets another carry here. Less room to run this time. And that was a second and short. And again, it looks like the Lions are able to push Township backwards to the tune of about 2 yards. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 3 here.
Yeah, that's the first time they've run right, and also the first time they've had a negative run play. GT counter, got 2 big uns, man. Big guard, big tackle out pulling there. That was fun to watch. I like to see the big guys pull, but obviously they didn't get there in time.
So you'd figure 4-down territory here for Township. As it stands right now, it's 3rd down. Minutemen are on the 30-yard line of the Lions. Tight formation here. Carter in the gun. He'll hand it off. A lot of room to run out on the left side if he can get there, and he does. Still trying to string it out left side. It's got enough for the first down that time. And again, that's Cody Hallex, the 5'11 junior, able to weave that one outside left tackle and get enough for the first.
Yeah, they're making money going left. Big Charlie Zimmerman, number 60. They got him at left tackle, and they're getting money behind him. 6'1", 265-pound offensive tackle.
So all runs to this point for Township as the Minutemen have been moving the football. Down to about 6 minutes to go here. Low snap this time. Carter just has to pick it up and goes down. And Carter did well not to panic there, just to scoop that up. It'll be a short loss on the play, but the Township Minutemen kind of dodged the disaster that can sometimes happen with those plays.
Yeah, that drives you crazy as a coach because you got so much momentum. You're controlling the line of scrimmage. Just don't hurt yourself. Luckily for them, it was only a 1-yard loss. That could have been a turnover right there.
So Carter showing some poise there. Again, manning the offense, seeing limited time a year ago as a backup. 2nd down and 11. Para in the backfield this time. Looking over the middle. Nice catch, contested catch that time by Nasir Halty. And Carter put that right on the money. Halty made the grab for a nice play there on 1st down.
Yeah, beautiful catch, man. Really attacked the ball with his hands. If he waits on that, the D-back breaks it up, but he really attacks it with his hands. The more aggressive guy to the football usually makes the play.
Beg your pardon, that's Dorsey in the backfield, not Parra, wearing number 2 on the previous play, and looks like he'll line up there again. Drew Dorsey, the senior, 175 pounds. He's to the right of Carter. Gets the carry here. Dorsey, plenty of room to run, and the first touchdown of the season for Township. Compliments of Drew Dorsey.
So there it is, man. Nub set. They've been killing him with that nub set on that opening drive. Tight end by himself to one side of the formation, trips to the other. Now they run GT back to this side, and they had a lot more success. It looks like the left side of the line is bigger, more physical unit, and the right side of the line might be a little bit more mobile. But whatever they're doing, man, keep running left if you're Township.
Take another look at it here as Dorsey untouched. I mean, maybe you count that little high five on the way by, but plenty of room out there in that offensive line doing some work right now. So Dorsey, another one of those guys that steps into a bigger role this year. Now as a senior. Again, this roster, there's 99 jersey numbers on it, and there's about 99 guys down there. And we talked about this a little bit before the broadcast, but this was a Township team that, routinely finished 500. Mike Schatzman gets in there a few years ago, and the tide starts to turn a little bit, and they win some playoff games. They make the playoffs. But then last year, I mean, one of those dream seasons. You mentioned all the blowouts. I had a chance to see a couple games against Kingsway. Those games were wars, but Township just found a way to win the game, whether it was by a lot, by a little, and just kind of one of those years that people around Washington Township will always remember.
Yeah. Coach Schatzman told me that one of the biggest reasons for their success was they were able to keep their kids home out of the last couple of graduating classes, that they're committed to come into Township. He's not losing them to privates. They've built a great relationship with the feeder program. It starts young. When you can get the feeder kids to buy into the high school program, it's going to bode well for you.
Quinn Broadbelt with the extra point, and it's up and good. And Washington Township leads this one with 4:42 remaining in the first. Minutemen 7-0.
Washington Township 7, Pope John 0.
pride, passion, and persistence. These are the values that drive us all at Ron Jaworski Golf. We strive to deliver outstanding conditions as well as playability for golfers of all ages and abilities. Our championship golf courses offer a variety of challenges, from a link-style walk along the river to an escape into the pines and everything in between. My team at Ron Jaworski Golf is committed to delivering memorable experiences every single day. See all we do at ronjaworskigolf.com.
Mike Frankel, Kevin Smith back with you here as Bill Shawcross is producing our game today on Jersey Shore Sports Network. 7-0 Township, and wind might play a factor here. It's breezy down there, and the wind at the back right now of Township, it plays a factor in deciding which end of the field these teams want to go in which quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart move by Township. They won the toss, deferred, took the wind, chose to kick with the wind. And now here we go. This is going to go into the end zone for the second straight time. Second straight kickoff into the end zone, second straight drive. Pope John's got to start at the 20. If they can stop them here, they'll force them to punt into the wind, and they'll get great field position again. I coached a lot of games on this field where that's been the formula for a great start. Win the toss, defer, and take the wind.
A little jealous, actually. Spent a lot of beach days this year with a land breeze, and here we got this beautiful
ocean
breeze, and we're up here, but I think the teams will take it down there. So here comes Pope John again. Not much success. Again, the Lions receiving the opening kickoff if you joined us a little bit late. And Township was able to force a punt and really begin its drive in plus territory. So just about the same starting field position here as that kick sailed into the end zone. And this one will begin at the 20-yard line. So again, quarterback for the Lions, Victor Fiore. He is a junior, and he's in the gun here. Takes the handoff. Nice little play there. Gets it to the outside, but Township is there. And good coverage on the play. Looks like that was number 5, Nasir Halty. Wasn't fooled at all, and he makes the tackle for loss.
Yeah, you know, football is about blocking and tackling. I mean, that's a beautifully designed play. It's zone read, quarterback pulls it, and now he's got an option to throw the bubble off the read rather than just run it. And he did it, and they executed the play wonderfully, except Township's corner blew up the stalk block and made the tackle, man. Everybody likes the sexy things like the long ball and that stuff, but blocking and tackling wins football games.
So that's about a 2-3 yard loss there. So double sticks now for the Lions behind the chains. Fiore stays in the gun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Now motion. Fiore keeps it. Little screen over the middle to the tight end. And again, Township's on it. It'll be a gain of about 2, but it'll set up 3rd and 11.
That's another beautiful play design. It's jet sweep, and they're going to run a middle screen to the tight end back off of the jet sweep, but just Township's there. They're disciplined, well coached, and they execute well.
Lions already back to the line here, maybe trying to catch Township off guard a little bit. Fake the handoff. Fiore running to his right, looking downfield. Now he pulls it down. He's going to try to run for it, just doesn't have the angle. Finally pushed out of bounds by Isaac Parra, and it should set up another punting situation here for Pope John. Parra, one of those guys, you know, it was so many seniors last year, but Parra was a big part of that team on the back end, and he's bulked up. I mean, you can see he's bigger than last year, faster. He's going to go get set to return this punt, too, and certainly one of those guys that Schatzman's going to rely on this year.
Yeah, they have him listed at 5'11", 185. He looks thicker than that, man. He's put together up top.
He'll be joined back there by Theo McCalla, a 5'9" sophomore. And this punt will be booted from around the 10-yard line as number 35, Seamus Corcoran, sends it away. A little bit of trouble on the back end. Now it's scooped up running backwards here. Still on his feet. Oh. And, man, I'll tell you what, as a coach, you know, you got a sophomore back there.
That was an adventure.
You're pulling your hair out, but he ends up, you know, getting away with it, I guess.
Bobbles the kick, right? Reverses his field, runs backwards about 5 yards, and then still is able to, you know, survive that. That's the best thing you can say about that rep. They survived it.
Yeah, sometimes that's the name of the game. So we'll see if the sophomore can kind of learn from that, or if Washington Township changes its strategy. But all's well that ends well. This drive will begin on the 35-yard line of the Minutemen. Township cashing in on its first drive of the game, 20-yard touchdown run from Drew Dorsey. And now a chance to add to that lead as there are 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
All right, double tight. They've decided that they're going to pound away.
Some motion here. Give it to the back, and flying through and making the tackle there all over that one was Carter Johnston, 6'5", 230 pounds, a fourth.
That's a beautiful play. So Township's been pulling their linemen on almost every play. It's been a ton of gap schemes. They've had a lot of success with it, but that does make you vulnerable to linebacker blitzes when you pull those linemen, and that's what happened there. The backer ran through the backside A gap when the guard pulled. Great tackle, 4-yard loss.
Yeah, Johnston coming in there and making the tackle for loss. So double chains now for Township.
All right, now they're back with their spread personnel, really varying their personnel groups.
Yeah, we haven't seen a pass yet, and we'll see if we get one here. Carter is in the gun. Does go up top. We did see the one pass, I beg your pardon, on the first drive over the middle. And same target this time, Nasir Halti, so that's his second catch of the day. I think what you're looking at, too, is maybe a quarterback that they're trying to get him some higher percentage throws, right? We saw last year a lot of bombs down the field for Township. Maybe not that style of offense early on, but another connection there for no gain, so it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, for sure. Easy throws. That's a perimeter screen. They gave him a slant on the first drive. So, you want to make him comfortable. A good way to handle a young quarterback is give him easy throws early on to get him acclimated to the game speed.
So a chance for Pope John to kind of hang in there right now. 3rd and long. Township is facing. Carter drops back, zips one over the middle, and a big hit. That might draw a flag, and it does. So a couple things to break down there. Number one, tremendous zip on that pass. Anthony Forte, I mean, you want to talk about courage. He knows he's going to get crushed there, and now he's down. And in high school, that is a penalty. The flag came out immediately.
I mean, that's a hit. That's a hit. Back in the day, that was a great hit. Today, that draws 2, maybe even 3 flags I see on the field right now. He didn't lead with his helmet, but he got up high. He hit him up high, unfortunately, and that's going to draw a flag every day of the week.
Yeah, it's Cal Marone on the hit. So it's
catch,
a tough situation. Yeah, tough catch, but then, you're right there. The way you coach your players, what are you looking for there? Just to wrap instead of just coming over and just kind of laying somebody out? What can you do there?
100%.
Yeah.
He can protect himself from the flag there by wrapping. I don't know if it's a bang play. The ball was high. The receiver had to go up to get it. I feel bad for the defenders in those situations, but you can't just use what some of the kids call the hit stick. You can't use the knockout blow. You got to wrap and bring your legs.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty against Pope John, and it would have been, at no flag, it would have been short of the line to gain.
Yep.
And it's a decision time for Township. But as it stands, it'll be another first down here.
I'll be interested to see if this is a targeting and an ejection.
Yeah, the coaching staff having a conversation with the officials right now. As you can see some of that on the broadcast there. Obviously, the Lions coaching staff not thrilled with the chain of events leading to this. So they're walking off the 15.
I haven't seen a targeting indication.
Either.
First down, Washington Township.
So 1:29 to go here in the first. So just the 15-yarder there, at least from our vantage point. Keep it on the ground.
Yep, there they go back to counter left.
And it should be enough for a first down there from the back. Cody Hallex. Again, Hallex is a load, 190 pounds. Tough to bring him down with arm tackles. And looks like he'll be maybe a little bit short of the line to gain, but a good pickup on first there. Bring up 2nd and short.
It's funny, Mike, you have this play sheet, and you probably got 60, 80, 90 different calls on there. And then you find out that like 1 or 2 are working, and you just dial them up over and over and over.
Don't outthink yourself, right?
Yep, 100%.
Go with what works. Hallex in the backfield again. He'll get the call this time. Moving to the right side, looking for a lane. Good patience there. We've seen some runs where he just puts the shoulder pads down and goes through people. That time he had to kind of wait, pick his spot, enough for the first down, and they'll move the chains on the far side of the field.
Yep, sweep right. I mean, we're getting pullers every play, whether it's GT, power, pin and pull sweep. I mean, they're doing a great job blocking down and getting the extra blockers to the point of attack.
Hallex getting a breather here as he comes off. And so it'll be Drew Dorsey in the backfield once again. Behind Carter. Carter pumps. Going deep this time. Got it, man. Just didn't put the right touch on that ball, as that was ticketed for number 5, Halti. Number 2, King Jackson in coverage. I think maybe the bump at the beginning of that play kind of set him off of what his initial route was supposed to be. It's just something just didn't look right there.
Yeah, I like the decision, though. You got a 6'2 receiver matched up on a 5'8 corner. So, take your deep ball. And it's a good call down here you're just outside the red zone because you got 4 downs to work with. So you're not wasting a down if you throw one incomplete.
So 2nd and 10 here from the Lions' 29-yard line. Carter in the gun. Hands to Dorsey. Dorsey met at the line of scrimmage. And a pack of Lions there driving him back. Forward progress will give him just about a 1-yard loss. But again, Pope John, another opportunity here as the first quarter clock winds all the way down. And after 1, it's Washington Township 7, Pope John 0.
Washington Township 7, Pope John 0.
Pride,
As a
passion,
mother,
and
you
persistence.
don't want to have to worry about
These are
whose
the
bill
values
is
that
coming,
drive us
but
all
then
at
she
Ron
makes this
Jaworski
kingdom.
Golf.
That's
We
the
strive
decision
to
you
deliver
shouldn't have to
outstanding
make.
conditions as well as
El
playability.
que no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders. And now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Welcome back to Ocean City. Battle at the beach inside the Tom Williams press box. Mike Frankel, Kevin Smith with you. Bill Shallcross producing the action here on the Jersey Shore Sports Network. 7-0 Washington Township on top, and the Minutemen are driving once again. So the teams flip, and now Township obviously moving toward the beach and boardwalk end of Cary Stadium into the wind. It's 3rd down and 11. And you mentioned 4-down territory. Township obviously wants to pick up a chunk here. Carter, shotgun snap, looking up top, over the middle, got a man, that's Para. Para lost the football, and let's see, it bounces all the way out of bounds, so Township catches a break there, and it should actually be enough, Kevin, for a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a Township there. Beautiful play call. They got, I think that was man coverage. They ran away from it with a crossing route. Tough to cover those crossers in man-to-man. Big conversion. I was about to say, this is a huge down for Pope John. They need to get off the field here. The story of the first quarter was just how physical Washington Township was, and it feels as though Pope John's caught up to that a little bit, but they got to get off the field.
So it's actually 4th down, so you don't get the yardage on the fumble moving in your direction here.
Okay.
So it will bring up 4th and 3, and credit there as Yazir Register, the 6-foot junior, was able to knock that football loose after being initially beaten on that crossing pattern. And now we'll have a timeout called by Township. Good time to remind you that the Battle of the Beach was created and is operated by the West Jersey Football League Coaches Association, which would like to thank the City of Ocean City and Ocean City Board of Education for their assistance and cooperation. The association unites coaches within the league to give coaches a single shared voice. The proceeds from Battle at the Beach are used for scholarships. The West Jersey Football League Coaches Association also operates the South Jersey Football Hall of Fame, which will induct Charlie Roman, Steve Everett, Mario Patrizzi, Dennis Scuderi, Joe Galera, and Mike McGarry this year. Things continue to happen in Ocean City on Sunday, August 30th. 4 magnificent male icons, the music of Neil Diamond, Elvis Presley, Bobby Darin, and Barry Manilow. And next Wednesday, September 3rd, it'll be Starman, the best of David Bowie. Get your tickets at the Ocean City Music Pier box office or online at oceancityvacation.com. So 4th, and we'll call it 3. And Pope John, an opportunity here to kind of hang in there. Momentum's been with Township, and a chance to make a stop here on a pivotal 4th down play early in the second quarter. So
see if Township's got a little play action up their sleeve right here. They've been running it so well, but you're going to expect a defensive run blitz.
Carter fakes the handoff to Dorsey. He's got some room, got a man. Is it enough for the first? And yes, it is, because that man stays on his feet and rumbles in for the touchdown. That's Elliot Seibert, the senior, 5'10", 185 pounds, all the way in for the touchdown.
Yeah, there's that play action. I mean, it's a great call by Coach Schatzman and his staff. You really have to anticipate what's what's your opponent going to do in that situation? Township's been pounding the ball at him. You're going to get a run blitz on 4th and 3 from Pope John. That's a great opportunity now to pull it, boot, get out on the corner. That's exactly what they did for the touchdown.
So Seibert had to fight along this near sideline for the sticks, and he kind of bounced off a tackle or two as the kick is up and good to make it 14-0. An impressive opening half being put together right now as Washington Township extends its lead 14-0.
With 11:30 remaining till halftime.
Ocean City, New Jersey, America's greatest family resort, where traditions are built and memories last forever. From food to fun, from excitement to relaxation, Ocean City has it all. Ocean City, New Jersey. Your memories start here.
All right, 14-0 our score as Washington Township leads Pope John the 23rd. And a big drive coming up here for the Lions. Kind of gut check time here. You don't want this one to slip too far away. Facing a 2-touchdown deficit. And, of course, Township will receive the second half kickoff as well. Still 11:30 to go in this second quarter. Game number 2 today. St. John Vianney beat Cedar Creek in overtime, 29-28 to begin the day. And then Ocean City will take on Princeton. Kickoff slated for 4 o'clock. And then AC Shabazz later tonight at 7. Kick deep, fielded just inside the 5-yard line. It's number 0, Kai Kammer on the return. Kammer fighting for the 25-yard line, and looks like he'll get there. And here we go. So if you're Pope John right now, obviously it's an uphill climb. It's a big physical front, and you've mentioned it. Some of the play calls have been there, maybe just the execution just kind of getting outmanned right now on the other side of the football.
Yeah, I like what they've had some nice play designs. They've executed them well, but they're just not able to sustain blocks. I mean, Township is shedding blocks, flying to the ball. This is a huge possession for Pope John. They need at least a first down, if for no other reason, to give their defense a breather. You know, let those guys get their legs. 2 long drives by Township, 2 3 and out so far from Pope John.
So Fiore calls number 26, Gellinella, into the backfield. Takes the handoff. Fiore needs a block out there, doesn't get it.
See it again, yep.
And situation there, it's a nice tackle in space made by Halty, but that play was there for maybe a first down or more. Block on the edge, but the Lions just can't get that block they need.
Yeah, zone read. They fooled the end. He bit on the inside zone fake. QB pulls it, gets outside, and the corner is just too athletic. Makes a great play.
Gain of 2 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 8 here for the Lions. Again, Fiore, Gellinella in the backfield. Fiore looking left, got a man, complete, and it'll be enough for a first down. So there you go, first down as the catch was made by number 18, who we actually don't have on the roster, so we'll try to get back to you on that. But it'll be a first down for Pope John and a little breather at least for the defense there, who's on the sideline trying to catch their breath.
Absolutely. That was a huge first down. You got to try to when you get behind like this, you can't think we're 14 points down. You got to think play by play. Let's put plays together.
Back to number 18. Again, our apologies. Just not listed on the official roster here, but that time it's Washington Township. Smelling that one, it'll be a 3-yard loss, and that one blown up before it got going.
Yeah, I might get away from the perimeter screens right now. They've just shown so far they can't block Township in space. So that hitch I like that they ran 2 plays ago, I like that. You're getting soft corners. Maybe you can work a few of those and then set up a double move, a hitch and go, something like that.
So 2nd and long here. Fiore again remains in the shotgun. Gellinella to his right. Fiore will roll to his right. Keeps his eyes upfield and just ultimately throws that one out of bounds. So we'll bring up 3rd and long here. And tough down and distance coming up here for Pope John trying to sustain this drive. But Township, again, an opportunity to get the football right back.
Yeah, they went sprint out there just trying to move the quarterback off of his landmark there so that Township can't tee off on him in the pocket. And right idea. I don't know if they're supposed to get a flat route leaking out there or not. They didn't have a flat route, so they only had an intermediate and a deep route. and just nobody there. So could have used somebody on the short leak out route.
So 3rd and 13. Ball is just past the 35-yard line on the 36. Fiore in the gun, fakes the handoff to Gellinella, under pressure, still under pressure, and a nice sack there as number 44 tripped him up, Gabe Palaganas. Not a big hit, but it did the job. Got just enough for the shoes there to get Fiore off his feet.
Brings up 4th down.
Yeah, no, again, Mike, just too good up front right now for Washington Township. But, hey, at least, you want to look for small victories right now. If you're Pope John, you made a first down there. You might want to come back to some of that quick passing game. The last 2 passes that they threw were longer developing routes.
So here's Corcoran, this time with the wind at his back. So we'll see at the very least that the Lions can flip the field a little bit. And after the adventure on the previous punt return, it's just Para back there right now for Township. And this punt does go a little bit further. Parr says everybody back off. And it's going to take a Lions bounce. And look, at the very least, Pope John's able to flip the field as this drive for Township will begin at the 26-yard line. But this is a spot right now, if you're the Minutemen, I mean, look, it's still the second quarter. It's just a 14-point game. But you put a drive together here, go up by 3 scores, you can start thinking about that you're really going to lean on them here, right?
Absolutely. And again, man, if you're Pope John, a critical series, you're down 14, you're still in the ballgame. We saw in the game this morning, Cedar Creek down 14, pushed that thing into overtime. So, but you go down 3 scores, and you can see that there are some physical mismatches between these 2 teams right now. You're down 3 scores, that's going to be a huge hole to try to dig out of.
So Carter comes in after receiving the play call from the sideline into the huddle, wearing number 7. This time it'll be number 17, Elijah Cole, in the backfield with him. He's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 split out to the left. Now that man in motion, left to right. Keep it on the ground this time. Moving it back to the right side and wiggling forward for about 8 yards or so is Cole. So Cole is shifty, 5'10", 175 pounds. And what you're seeing for Township is beyond that strong physical front, a couple different backs can get the job done right now. We've seen 3 or 4 different kids get touches out of that running back position, and we're only in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's funny because you and I were remarking in pregame how they were running multiple huddles in their pregame warm-up. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of teams that could trot out that many talented athletes.
Right back on the ground, this time enough for a first down. So 2 really good runs there. And again, that's Elijah Cole. It'll move the sticks as Township is out past its own 40-yard line. Bring up 1st and 10 from the 41.
They just keep pounding left, man.
Day 1 of 3 here tomorrow. Full slate of games. It'll be West Deptford against Kinnelon, 10 a.m. I'll be on the call with that one with Mark Narducci. And then Rancocas Valley against Wayne Valley at 1. Shawnee versus Old Bridge at 4. Paramus Catholic versus LaSalle of PA at 7. That's the Friday slate. Talk Saturday in a bit here. Again, right back on the ground. Less running room that time. A gain of about 2 or 3 for Cole as the Lions dig in a bit and set up 2nd and long.
Yeah. I don't know if Pope John has a heavier front or if they've got dudes that they can put on the field that might be able to hold down the B-gaps, but they're getting washed down so much. They're in a 3-man front. Actually, it's a 4-man front with 2 down tackles, but the ends look like they're about 195, 200 pounds, just getting overmatched physically.
Trying to set up that inside little slant there to Para, and that pass is incomplete out of the hand of Carter. So again, 3rd down now. Pope John has been here before. Unlucky one time on a personal foul penalty and just unable to get the stop other times. But 3rd and long here and a chance for the Lions to maybe try to get a stop here, get the ball back to their offense. At the very least, maybe milk some clock here as we're 6:53 to go until halftime.
So 3rd and 9. Let's see. Township hit him with the boot on 3rd down, actually on 4th down last drive. They're in 3-by-1 again.
3 receivers out here to the right. Carter looking that way. He's got time. Nice pocket there. And good coverage on the play. He was looking for number 5, Nasir Halti, and in coverage was Yasir Register. And we will see the Township punt unit for the first time. Good pocket, though. I mean, it wasn't a lack of time. It was just good coverage downfield.
Yeah, so Halti and Register kind of wound up, Halti and Parra wound up in the same spot there. I don't know if that was post-dig. The quarterback looked outside first, and he came back to a second read. That's pretty impressive from a young kid being able to get to a second read, but he was just a little bit high on his throw. Not so sure if that route spacing was proper, though.
Carter also handling the punting duties for Township. Has to jump to catch that one. And this is kind of a side spinner. Effective, though. Still rolling, and it looks like it'll be touchdown just inside the 20. So nice punt there from the quarterback, Danny Carter. And Pope John comes back out onto the field with 6:33 remaining here before halftime. We mentioned the Friday slate. Saturday, 4 more games right back here at Cary Stadium. Bridgeton against Southern at 10 a.m. Gloucester taking on Cedar Grove, which is a small school power from North Jersey at 1. Holy Spirit with a big task against Monsignor Farrell of New York at 4 o'clock. And a similar challenge for Millville, taking on Erasmus Hall of New York at 7 p.m. So it's been an event, and you're obviously familiar with it, having coached here for Ocean City and now still on staff, that you bring in some of these schools from the area, but also some schools from other areas that local fans get a chance to see, and there's some impressive teams coming down here.
Oh, yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, we've had IMG here, East St. Louis, Illinois. A little trickery.
Yeah, let's get back into this one and toss out to the right.
All right.
And looks like they'll just keep it on the ground. I mean, that ended up working as that ball was eventually pitched out to Seamus Corcoran, who's listed on the roster as just a kicker and punter, but he can do a little bit more than that, Kevin. He's out there on the end of that. He was looking downfield.
Yeah.
And I think the right read there is that goes for a gain of about 7. And the big maybe home run play wasn't there, but he took what the defense gave him.
Yeah, smart. That was going to be a reverse pass, and the pass option wasn't there, so he ran for 7. Good drive starter. But like we were saying, we've had such great talent. Watching the Bergen Catholic IMG game a couple years ago was like watching a major college football game. So it's wonderful to have this stuff in our backyard here in Ocean City.
A lot of those guys playing major college football now all throughout the country. Second down and short. Keep it on the ground this time. Fighting for first down yardage. We'll see where they spot it was Register, as Yasir was pretty close. Looks like he may have enough. And he does. So a first down there. And just like the previous drive, I mean, Pope John able to pick up a first down. It's that second first down, right, and more that's eluded the Lions to this point.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain a long drive. Like, can they drive the ball 10, 12 plays on this defense and score? I think at some point they're going to have to create some explosive plays. Obviously, you saw that intent on the first play with the reverse pass. They're going to have to try to get deep into the bag to see if they can shake some of that loose.
Fiore pitches to Register. Register. Township strings that out, but not before Register has a nice gain on that play. Picks up about 7-8 yards on the play. And another nice pickup on first down, as you're seeing some of the athleticism of Register. Not really utilized early in this game on offense, but now going to him and quickly lining up here on second and short. Keep it on the ground. Gellanella, not a whole lot of room there. May have picked up a yard. They're going to mark him down just shy of the 40. And the Lions need the 40 for a first, so it'll bring up third and short.
Yep, getting a little tempo going here. I mean, we got 4.5 minutes left in the half. You're on your own 40, 39-yard line. If you pick up a first down here on third and short, I think you might want to get into some tempo. We're getting into that middle 8 period, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half. That's so important because it can swing momentum. So obviously what happens on this drive is going to have a big effect on how teams go into the locker room, how they feel about themselves.
Dante Leary back on the field trying to clog the middle for Township. 6'4", 300 pounds. Fiore in the gun. They run right into the middle.
Nope.
And you just can't run over somebody that big. I mean, let's just be honest about it. I don't know if Pope John didn't Township brought in that body in the middle, but it's tough. He's taking a look there. Big 98. I mean, there's some players up front getting a push too, but at the end of the day, it's just too much mass in there.
Yeah.
Actually,
they gave him the first down.
Give him the first.
Woo. I'd be reaching for the red flag if that existed.
Yeah,
in high
I mean,
school.
we got the Township parents and fans in front of us, and some shock and all there. It certainly did not look like he got the line of game, but hey, credit Gellanella for fighting in there. quick little screen pass out to the right side. Not a whole lot there.
Yeah, just those perimeter screens have not produced anything. I mean, I think about tempo here. If you, 3:20, clock ticking. I mean, they probably don't want to give the ball back to Township, but you're down 14. You got to score points.
I just don't think he got anywhere close to the original line of scrimmage. I don't know. Maybe I was just
on that first down. Yeah, I don't either. I don't
know what was seen down there.
Big number 98, man. If he's in the game, you just cancel the A-gap runs.
Yep. Go to plan B. All right, so 2nd and 9, gain of a yard on that previous play. And again, clock becoming a factor. We're under 3 minutes to go in the half. Fiore fakes the handoff.
Here comes the shot play. Nope.
Looking deep, keeps his eyes downfield. Now he's got to run for his life here. He's got a nice gain on the play. Picks up a block right near the end. And this will be enough for a first down as he gets out past the 50. So Fiore, again, we haven't seen that big explosive play. I mean, not for lack of trying. He's keeping his eyes downfield when he can. But then ultimately a lot of these scrambles and design runs, he's kind of running for his life, just looking to pick up what he can.
Yeah, that was a shot play right there. They ran 4 verticals, and he was obviously looking deep. I thought Pope John was going to get flagged for a crackback block.
It was
close.
close.
See 18 coming back.
Yep. So the clock stops as Fiore got out of bounds. 2:42 remaining in the half. Looking downfield to his right. Got a man. Nice catch in traffic. And this will go all the way inside the 25-yard line as the hook up there to Kai Kammer, the junior. And best plays of the day offensively for Pope John.
That was a great ball. They went right back to 4 verts. They must have liked it, what they saw the previous play. They went right back to it, and quarterback did a nice job putting that over the top of the linebackers and in between the safeties. Beautiful throw.
Yeah, that was a tight window in there, but Fiore was able to zip it in. And now a timeout here, and it'll be taken by the Minutemen. So we will take a timeout. Nope, we'll keep it here as there is 2:22 remaining in the half. And if you're Schatzman right now, I mean, you got the timeout in your pocket, just giving your guys a little breather right now, trying to talk a little strategy here with the clock winding down.
Yeah, think about what do you want to do defensively. I would think about pressing, playing man and heating them up. I think the Township's the more athletic team. I think they can play man coverage against these receivers. And if you come off the edge, you've done a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and now bring somebody off the edge to the quarterback. Might have an opportunity for a play that changes momentum here, because now you got Pope John down to the 25-yard line. They get points before the half. Again, middle 8. You go into halftime, now you feel good about yourself. You're like, hey, we're in this. We weathered the storm. We're in it. But if Township can get a stop here, it would be very deflating for Pope John.
Yeah, this almost feels like must-score territory for Pope John, because it'll be Township ball, if I recall correctly, coming out in the second half.
Yep, that's correct.
You haven't been down here, quite frankly, right, all day long. So you got to pick up some points here. Plenty of time still. 2:22. Clock is stopped. After the timeout, Gellinella right up the middle. And one of the better runs of the day for him. Gain of about 5 on the play.
All right, that's a smart play call, because they went into a spread set. They got Township to lighten up their box. They opened up the box, and then they were able to run the ball successfully inside. They're back in that spread set now. 11 personnel. They've got an H-back in a 3-by-1 set.
Another timeout taken by Township.
Okay.
So a little bit of confusion here. 2:03 remaining. And again, so the clock was a factor. Now not so much, as you're down just kind of right inside the red zone here. And I think, if anything, obviously you're trying to score if you're Pope John, but you're probably also trying to score and not leave Township any time on the other side. Again, not as an explosive an offense as we saw a year ago, but you don't want to push the momentum back the other way and give Township a chance to answer.
Yeah, you got 2nd and 4. I would think you're probably thinking 3 downs here. I mean, they do have a good kicker. I was watching the kicker in warm-ups. He was banging 40-yarders. He's also kicking with the wind, so I don't think distance is an issue here. You just have to make a decision. Do we want points, or do we want to see if we can capitalize on our deepest penetration of the day and try and get 7?
Fiore passing for just over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns as a backup last year, and you're seeing some of that experience pay dividends now. He's looked poised out there. I mean, he's been under pressure at times. Gellinella, a big year last year, more than 500 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. So a couple guys at the skill positions in the backfield that have kind of been there.
All right, here we go. Township's matching up, man. Oh, no, they just bailed into cover 2. That's a nice pre-snap disguise by them.
Designed run going nowhere. gain of maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3 at the 19.
Yeah, I really like what they did there defensively. They showed a 1-high man look, and then right before the snap, they rotated into a 2-high look, maybe trying to induce Pope John to run a man beater, and now you got the extra safety back there. Nice disguise by Township.
1:35 on the clock, as that clock is ticking again. Not a huge factor right now, but a big play coming here. 3rd down. Lions looking for points here, trying to get back in this game. 2 in the backfield now. Fiore, shotgun snap, hands it off.
Ooh.
Register, lost
no.
the football
my
into the end
goodness
zone,
gracious.
and Township recovers. Wow, what a swing there, as it was looking like 6 for the Lions. Instead, it's a turnover for the Minutemen.
Oh, my goodness. That right now, as a coach, there is no way to mask how deflated you are. And I hate to say that because you always got to be the guy who picks your guys up. But you're 2 yards from a touchdown that's probably going to change all the momentum here, and we wind up fumbling and turning it over. That's a killer.
I didn't catch who made sort of the hit there, but the hit came down low, and obviously the ball was lost up high. It's just one of those situations where maybe you're not expecting the contact. And either way, Township does enough to get the stop. So we'll take another look here as the teams are coming to the line. See, the hit was nowhere near the football. It's just he just kind of lost it.
Yeah.
Which happens. But you're right, deflating. That's the word. It's the perfect word for it. So now with 1:11 to go, Township back on the football. Not great field position here. We'll see what the strategy is for the Minutemen. Keep it on the ground for now. The big bruiser right up the middle. Again, that's Cody Hallex. And I think Township is content to just maybe run a couple plays here and try to run this one out. But Pope John does have timeouts. And the Lions, I believe, call one here. Yes, they do.
Yep. So if you're Pope John, you're focused on trying to get one more possession here before the half. We mentioned they have a really good kicker. If you get a quick 3-and-out, force Township to punt into the wind, you'll get good field position. Maybe get a shot at a long field goal. But beyond that, now you have to think as the head coach, what is my message to my team at halftime, right? I got to put that turnover behind us. I have to pick our team up. We're playing much better. This has been a much better second quarter for Pope John than the first quarter. And so you need to think about, obviously, your schematic adjustments and what you want to focus on X and O-wise, but more so, how do I get our kids to believe in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, you're playing the role of guidance counselor in that locker room, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
like you said, that's a touchdown. That's 6 on the board, and look, and that's a kid, too, in register that's made some nice plays in this quarter.
Yep,
and
beautiful. That was a beautiful run.
He knew it right away, just kind of, just crouched down in the end zone, but got to move on. Still a lot of football to play. This
is where you need good senior leadership too, man. Those seniors got to go into the halftime and take control of the football team and say, look, we are right here. We took their best shot. We're right here. Let's believe.
Township, keep it on the ground. And nothing doing there. It should lead to another Pope John timeout, and it does as the run from Cole is strung out. And another timeout taken. That one goes for a loss, so that'll set up 3rd and long here for Washington Township.
Yeah, this is good clock management by Pope John. Just giving themselves the opportunity to get one more possession with the wind, whether it's a Hail Mary or a really long field goal attempt. You're down 14, right? Don't burn any clock. You can't take the timeouts with you. Use them. Give yourself one last shot.
So we'll see what the strategy is here for Township. Obviously, keep it on the ground. You force another timeout. Throwing into the wind at this point. The quarterback who hasn't seen a ton of action. He's looked solid so far here today. Hasn't been relied on too much with the arm.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if Township throws it here. Just, you don't want the incompletion and stopping the clock. And
a lot of things can go wrong.
100%.
Saw that a little bit near the end of regulation in the Cedar Creek game. Pirates were driving, moving the ball on the ground, tried to put one up top, and the Lancers of St. John Vianney were able to pick it off.
Yep. All right, they hand it off.
Do keep it on the ground.
Yep.
Again, not much there. And it leads to the 3rd and final timeout for Pope John. So good execution there defensively for the Lions. And you talked about it. You got to kind of bounce back and move on to the next play after that deflating turnover, and you get 3 stops, you give maybe your kicker or maybe even offense a chance here with less than a minute to go in the second.
Yeah, they should get the ball near midfield. They're going to have about 40 seconds left and no timeouts. They had a little bit of success in that last drive, attacking the middle of the field in the passing game. Maybe you'll come back to that, and like we said, I think they have a pretty good kicker.
So 2 players back to return this one. It'll be Camera and Register, so plenty of speed in the punt return game right now. Those 2 standing on the C of the OC, just off Camera at midfield. A little bit on the other side of midfield.
Speaking of the C, man, it's pretty awesome. The view up here in the booth, we're looking at the Atlantic Ocean, the field. You guys are spoiled up here, Mike.
Yeah, not bad. I think, growing up around here, going to school, you're taking it for granted sometimes, but It's nice. That one almost going over the head of Carter. Did well to get it off. This will burn some more clock here. It actually won't even get to midfield. It'll be touchdown at the 46-yard line. It's funny, some of these catches from Carter in the punt game, there were some tight games last year where they're trying to run out the clock. I believe it was Kingsway maybe in the sectional final or late in the regular season where, some of those special teams plays where some big plays were made, something little like that where the ball doesn't sail into the end zone, can kind of keep things moving forward for you.
Oh, man, that was a heck of a play by Danny Carter, the quarterback. He had to elevate. He had to go up, and that snap was rifled back. If he doesn't catch that, it's going through the back of the end zone for a safety, and then they're going to have to kick the ball back to Pope John. So, wow, what a great play by him.
So here's the setup here, 39 seconds. Pope John on the Washington Township 46-yard line, and the Lions have no timeouts. Fiore in the gun, Gelinella to his right. Fiore looking right, now looking over the middle. He's got some time this time. Pocket starting to break down. Moves out to his left. And did he go down in bounds? Wow.
Oh, no.
So just sort of losing track of things at the end there. The sideline was right there.
Yep.
And the clock will run, and now we're going to be under 20 seconds by the time this is snapped again. Players still scrambling back to the line. Down to 14 seconds. This might be it here.
That's unfortunate. What a mistake but that was.
Fiore got to look deep at this point. This might be the final play of the half, and he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back there. That's number 59 in on the sack, Tyler Alicia. And that's how the first half comes to an end. So deflating again as the offense from Pope John had maybe an opportunity to put points on the board. Township holds, and Township leads. 14-0 is our score at the half. And we'll take a break for halftime. Stay with us. Second half still to come from Ocean City after this.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
If you have printing needs, you need the Printing Company in Summers Point. They're top quality printers, friendly, skilled professionals. The Printing Company will work with you as part of their unwavering commitment to exceed your expectations. From concept to finished product, your business is their priority. They pride themselves in delivering the expert printing you deserve at an affordable price, from business cards to brochures to visual communications. That includes signs, banners, graphics, vehicle wraps, and much more. The Printing Company, open 9 to 5 at 457th Street in Summers Point. Phone Chugger and his staff, 609-374-5417. Let the Printing Company bring your ideas to life. It is known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn, since 1940. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together and take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality.
Ocean City, New Jersey, America's greatest family resort, where traditions are built and memories last forever. From food to fun, from excitement to relaxation, Ocean City has it all. Ocean City, New Jersey. Your memories start here.
Pride, passion, and persistence. These are the values that drive us all at Ron Jaworski Golf. We strive to deliver outstanding conditions as well as playability for golfers of all ages and abilities. Our championship golf courses offer a variety of challenges, from a link-style walk along the river to an escape into the pines and everything in between. My team at Ron Jaworski Golf is committed to delivering memorable experiences every single day. See all we do at ronjaworskigolf.com.
Your actions in the stands impact participating students, including your child. Be respectful. Be supportive. Do your part in creating a positive and educational environment for everyone. To learn more, watch the Parent Seat video at the NFHS Learning Center.
Welcome back to Ocean City. Mike Frankel and Kevin Smith on the call with you here as Washington Township leads Pope John 14-0 at halftime. Bill Shallcross producing today's game here on Jersey Shore Sports Network. Not a ton of fireworks, Kevin, in that first half. You know, you'd love to say that the Township dominated, and at times they did. But if you're just looking at that score line, you're not going to get that Pope John had a golden opportunity to cut the deficit to a touchdown late in that second quarter and let it slip.
They did. I think if you're Pope John, the theme of that first half is missed opportunities. They had an opportunity to get Township off the field early in the first quarter, and they ended up with, or second quarter, I should say, and they ended up with a personal foul penalty. They had an opportunity, obviously, to capitalize on a score there that you just mentioned. They had a chance near the end of the half if the quarterback goes out of bounds. Maybe they got 40 seconds or so, and they can get down into field goal range. We've been watching their kicker bomb field goals that would be good from 50 yards here at halftime. So just some missed opportunities for them. And I think if you're in that locker room at halftime as a head coach, you're preaching, we're right there. We just have to finish. And if you're Township, it's just the physicality has dominated the football game so far. So if you're Washington Township, just, man, keep that recipe up. Be physical. Stay with your gap run game because they haven't proven yet that they can stop that.
Two impressive scores leading to our 14-0 score line. It was a 20-yard touchdown run from Drew Dorsey in the first quarter. Point after made it 7-0. And then Carter connecting with Elliott Seibert on a 22-yard touchdown catch. And Seibert doing a lot of the dirty work along the sideline in that one. It looked like he might have been stuffed for a short gain, but bouncing out of a tackle or two before rumbling in to make it 13-0. Point after made it 14-0. And then the double whammy for Pope John, not only missing out on that touchdown late in the second quarter, now they have to kick it away to Washington Township, and Township will have that ocean breeze at its back here in this third quarter.
Pope John, you knew Gary Degenhart, right, Mike?
Sure did.
Legendary Ocean City.
Hey there, handsome.
Hey there, handsome. That's right. Winningest coach in Ocean City history, won 3 sectional titles here. Pope John is about to violate one of Gary Degenhart's cardinal rules, which is never give a team the ball and the wind. So they're kicking into the wind here, and they're going to give Township the football with the wind at their backs. And I know Gary's probably twitching from his recliner at home right now.
Just some of these stadiums, you just have to know about the elements, right? And this is one of them. These are Pope John hailing from Sparta, Township obviously just outside of Philly, and not used to the breeze that big body of water to our right can create down here. But when it's humming off of the ocean like today, it plays a factor. So this one kind of holds up right at the 10-yard line. It'll be Parra fielding it from his own 9. Parra with some speed. Parra past the 30, still on his feet. Parra, it's a foot race at this point, and Parra is all the way out to the Pope John 40-yard line. Good persistence there from the Lions to finally wrap him up, but a big spark to begin the second half there for Township.
Yeah, so let's talk about the wind, right? You saw that kick. That if he kicks that going the other way, it's probably on the track. And Township's starting at their own 20, but they choose to kick into the wind. It holds up. He still fields it deep at the 5, but now he runs it all the way across the 50-yard line, and they're starting on Pope John's 40. So that's just the unfortunate not understanding the elements.
So the first drive of the game actually started from right around here. It was plus territory. I believe it was closer to the 45, but obviously outstanding field position to begin the second half as well. Carter goes to the air, and that one through the hands that time of Halty. Again, trying a high percentage pass to begin the third quarter. Throw looked like it was kind of on the money. Maybe the timing just a little half second off there.
Yeah, that's the first RPO we've seen from Washington Township. Coach Schatzman told me that they've been working on some of that stuff with their quarterback, and they ran a gap scheme to their left, and QB's probably reading off of, I don't know if he was reading the alley or the backside corner, but he pulled the ball and threw the hitch route, and just incomplete.
Halleck's in the backfield. He'll get the call here on the ground, and he is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Number of Lions in on that stop, including number 90, Adrian Savatiski, who's excited about that one. 6'2", 245 pounds, and it'll bring up third and long.
So I think this is probably 2-down territory for Washington Township, depending upon what happens here on third down. I mean, this is one of those downs where you think as a coordinator, do I want to try to make half of it back and give myself a makeable fourth down, or do I want to try and pick it all up here?
Carter looking to the air.
Screen.
He's got a man underneath. And the Lions have him stopped for the moment, still moving those legs. He's going to stretch but not get there, as that was Halleck's doing all he could to get the line to gain. But Lions rally to the football. It'll bring up 4th and short here for the Minutemen.
Yep, so there's that play call where you're trying to put yourself in a makeable 4th down. So 4th and 4 now, and they'll go for it. Last time that they were in this, it was 4th and 3, and they ran that boot concept for a touchdown. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to get the quarterback out of the pocket here.
Carter looking over to the sideline for the call. Now he'll go back into the huddle. No huddle, actually. He'll call out a number on the wristband, and they get lined up. He's got a receiver to his left, one to his right. Now man in motion, it's Para, right to left.
There's the boot again.
He's got a man, still some work to do here, short of the line to gain, and the Lions will get the stop that they needed. As on the reception there, it looks like that was number 32, Elliott Seibert, and the Lions again rallying to the football and short of the line to gain.
So Township dialed up, if not the identical, but a similar play to the one that they scored on, the boot concept. But that's a great open field tackle, right? That's the play Pope John needed to get the stop, to maybe pick up with where they left off. They carried the play in the last couple minutes of the first half. Let's see if they can continue to do so here.
So the Lions with another opportunity to chip away. First look at the offense in the second half here. It's been a solid game so far for Victor Fiore. Again, one of the few mistakes he did make was sliding inbounds with time, precious time ticking away late in the second quarter. But, you know, under pressure for most of the day, he's done well back there. Fakes the jet sweep handoff, going over the middle, got a man wide open, plenty of room to run, and now a fumble. Let's see who has it. It looks like Township comes up with it at the 35-yard line, so a lot to unpack there. Carter Johnston with the reception, and you could see the writing on the wall, Kev. He's being tracked down from behind. We'll take another look at it. Just really no idea there was a player coming to strip that from the backside. We'll see who it was here. And it looks like it was number 5, Nasir Halti. So again, a great play for the Lions, but it turns into something that they're not feeling great about.
Yeah, that's going to be a 30-yard gain. It's going to put them down around Township's 30-yard line. And Halti, that's a heck of a play coming from behind to punch that football out. You see so many teams now are really working hard on that as defenses in these turnover circuits that they practice. And it was perfectly executed by Township. And like you said, man, another missed opportunity for Pope John.
So Township gets the ball right back. This drive will begin at the 35-yard line of the Minutemen. Carter in the gun. And now we have a flag. For all the flags we got in the first couple of plays of this game, there weren't a ton after that. But this will be 5-yard infraction here, false start against the Minutemen. So it'll be 1st and 15. So it'll back the Township Minutemen up 5 yards. Just 2 minutes going by here in the third quarter. Game number 2 of 4 today. Ocean City taking on Princeton in the 4 o'clock game after this. Carter looking to his left, wants to bomb one. He's going deep and just out of the outstretched arms of Nasir Halti. Coverage on the play by number 22, Ryan Johnson. I think pat of the chest there as he's saying, look, that's my bad. Halti feels like he should have had that one.
I think the coaches are going to watch the film and they'll talk to him in the film room just about staying full speed on your vertical. It's a lot easier to run full speed and have to slow down and come back on a ball than it is to have to speed up at the end because you took your foot off the gas. So, man, just stay vertical on that route and you can track that thing down. That was a nice ball by Carter. I mean, he put it out there in a good spot.
Yeah, that one could have easily gone for a touchdown had it been caught in stride. Instead, 2nd and 15. Carter again, screen, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. So all of a sudden now 3rd and 15. And again, you're seeing some of the resilience of this Pope John team after a big mistake, kind of a big miscue, trying to kind of bear down on defense a little bit and earn another opportunity.
Yeah, that's probably a blessing in disguise for Township that one got batted down because linebacker Tom Walton, number 9, had sniffed that out, and he was about to earhole the poor little slot receiver who was going to catch that one. So he saved, I think it was number 10. He saved number
Lucas
10.
McCabe, they list him at 5'8", 170. From up here, looks like 170, maybe generous.
Yeah, Lucas, you should be thanking the lineman who knocked that pass down.
So 3rd and 15 here. They'll go trips to the left. Carter looking that direction.
Oh, he's
had kind of a intermediate route there, as that was number 12, Corell Singleton, and he was unmarked, but that ball was a little bit over his head. Again, was the spacing what you would like maybe on something like that?
Yeah, so again, that's a verticals concept. I don't know if it was 4 verts, but they definitely had 3 verts on the wide side of the field. So that guy running the middle vertical or the seam vertical wants to stay on the hash, and then you want your outside vertical to be outside at the bottom of the number so that you can space that properly. And you're correct, you had 2 guys running pretty much side by side.
So Carter, again, also handling the punting duties. It's Kai Kammer standing back off camera at his own 30-yard line. And Carter has the wind at his back, and this time it sails over his head. And he's got to get on top of this one to avoid a touchdown. That ball's still loose. It won't matter, whoever recovers it there. And this will be 1st and goal from inside the 5. Again, if you're joining us late, Carter did well twice, if not 3 times in that first half to leap and catch those long snaps. He had no chance on that one, and maybe this is the break that Pope John needs.
Yeah, it was. You hate to say it was a matter of time, but when you looked at the first half at those snaps, that's not surprising what just happened. So let's see how Pope John attacks this. They've got 1st and goal just inside the 5. Township has brought their big personnel on the field. Big number 98, all 305 pounds of him. Dante Leary is back out there, and they've had 0 success trying to run the ball inside when Leary's been on the field. So let's see if they try to get to the edge.
Yeah, so if you figure 4 chances here from the 4-yard line, right?
Absolutely.
All right, it looks like it'll be Fiore under center this time. We haven't seen that a whole lot.
Oh,
and Gellinella is blown up in the backfield. Big number 44, Gabe Palaganas, the senior, flying in. And that's what you can't have happen there. And all of a sudden, it's now 2nd and goal from outside of the 5.
I hate to be critical of the play calling there, Mike, but come on, man. We've seen what has happened when you try to run the ball downhill against this particular defensive front. Nobody should be surprised by the result there.
I figure the Lions have to come up with something tricky down here at some point. Washington Township isn't going to let them kind of just ram it right in. So now Fiore back in the gun, where he's been most of the day, so it's interesting to see him under center. And now we got 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Gellinella in the backfield. Fiore flushed out of the pocket. Still on his feet to his left, looking downfield. Fiore, and finally tracked down near the 6-yard line. Clock will continue to move, and from 1st and goal at the 4 to now 3rd and goal from about the 7.5.
That was a highly entertaining 1-yard run, Mike. I mean,
it could have been a whole lot worse, to be honest.
Yep.
Could have been a whole lot worse.
Yep, dropped back, looked left, rolled right, came back to his left. That's a hard-earned yard right there.
So now you figure 2 opportunities from, again, about the 7-yard line here.
They've had some success with the tight end up the seam. Let's see if they cap the middle of the field with their safety.
They go 5 wide here. Gellinella, one of the receivers out to the right. They have 3 on that side, 2 on the left.
Look at that middle of the field there.
Fake the jet sweep action, and again, brought down there. Looks like that's number 59 in on that stop. Well done up the middle from Tyler Alicia. So here we go, 4th down, right? Nightmare scenario, you're knocking on the door, all of a sudden 3 negative plays, and now you got to try to punch it in from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great response by Township's defense. And now they're going to trot the field goal unit out here and see if they can put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, I think the thought process there is just get something, right?
Yep.
I mean, this is into the wind, but this should be a chip shot for the kicker.
I think if you were inside the 2 or the 3-yard line, you'd go for it. But we're on the 9-yard line here.
Christian Severinson. Kick is up and good. So with that, Pope John is finally on the board. 14-0 from 14-3 now. And the Lions will take it. We will take a timeout with 6:58 remaining in the 3rd.
If you have your 50-50 ticket, we're looking at a blue one. It's
Pride,
As a
passion,
mother,
and
you
persistence.
don't want to have to worry about
These are
this
the
bill
values
that's
that
coming,
drive us
but
all
then
at
she
Ron
needs to-
Jaworski.
50-50 ticket.
What was that, 26-yard field goal?
409.
Pride,
As a
passion,
mother,
and
you
persistence.
don't want to have to worry about
These are
this
the
bill that's
values that
coming,
drive us
but
all
then
at
she
Ron
needs this
Jaworski
chemo.
Golf.
That's
We
the
strive
decision
to
you
deliver
shouldn't have to make.
outstanding conditions as well as playability for golfers of all ages and abilities. Our championship golf courses offer a variety of challenges, from a link-style walk along the river to an escape into the pines and everything in between. My team at Ron Jaworski Golf is committed to delivering memorable experiences every single day. See all we do at ronjaworskigolf.com.
So points for Pope John off of the foot of Severinsen. 26-yard field goal makes it 14-3. And now he will have to boot it into this ocean breeze. And we saw a big return to begin the half from Para. We'll see if they try to kick it to the other side of the field this time, as that's Theo McCalla, the sophomore. And they do angle it toward his side. Or actually, they don't. The wind kind of knocks that one back down toward Para. And here we go again. Para right up the right side. Para out past midfield. And a carbon copy of what happened to begin the half. I thought for sure that at the very least they would try to angle it to the sophomore on the near side, and it looked like it was floating that way, and the wind kind of kept it right in the middle of the field. Here's a look at one of the plays on the previous drive here, as that defense was coming up huge time and time again on that goal line stand. But, I mean, Para's been a weapon. We talked about him off the top. I mean, again, he got some serious playing time last year. Maybe not one of the names week in, week out that would be in the highlights in the newspapers, but he's a guy that was relied on that state championship run. It looks like he's cramping a little bit. But he's been a factor today in all three phases of the football.
Yeah, he's an explosive kid, and obviously you can see what he does when he gets a little bit of space. And you have to feel you're happy now. You got 3 points. You're on the board. You got to, try and carry some momentum here if you're Pope John. But it's still disappointing they couldn't, with a 1st and goal at the 5, cash in with a touchdown on that last drive.
They actually say he stepped out a yard shy of midfield, so this drive does begin at Township's own 49-yard line, and then negative yards on 1st down. Good play from Pope John as the Lions are able to stop Hallex with a tackle for loss. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 12. You didn't know it early on because Township kind of moved right down the field, but this has kind of been one of those defensive games, right? I mean, there's been some offensive plays and some missed opportunities, but 14-3 with 6 minutes to go in the third. This is a grinded-out kind of game at this point. Here's Carter in the gun. Gets the handoff away. Flag comes in from the near side of the field, as that give was to Drew Dorsey, the senior. And we'll see what the flag is here.
So Township's motion man was moving towards the line of scrimmage at the snap. I watched the referee. I was waiting for him to throw the flag. He had to triple clutch it. Couldn't get it out of his pocket there.
Yep, illegal shift is the call. So from 2nd and 12 to now 2nd and 17. This drive moving in the wrong direction so far for Township.
It's interesting to see if Township comes back to any of the nub set that they were running in the first half so successfully. Single tight end by himself, trips away. They ran the gap game to the nub very well in the first half. They've kind of gotten away from it a little bit. We'll see if they get back to some of that.
Carter, the give. Again, wrestled to the ground that time was Dorsey. I think somebody got a hold of one of his shoulder pads and kind of twisted him on the way down. So violent end to that play. Dorsey pops right up, though. Little gain on that play, maybe 2 yards. So it brings up 3rd and 15. So we've talked about some of the responses after these big swings. And here you go, Pope John, another opportunity to get right back off the field, give their offense a chance after failing to cash in from 1st and goal inside the 5.
Yeah, and they've done a great job of adjusting and limiting Township's ability to manipulate time of possession. They've turned them over now a couple times. Here's another deep ball.
Carter going deep, a little bit. Oh, and he dropped it. Looked like he had it. Halty. There was some hand fighting there. Referee looked like he was going to keep the flag in the pocket. Obviously he did. So Halty got sort of the separation he needed. We're taking a look at it here. Going to be at the bottom of the screen, obviously. And then just couldn't get his hands around it at the last second. Check this out as he creates a little bit of space right there. And then another great pass, though, kind of for naught there for the quarterback.
That was a great ball, man. I mean, you couldn't have walked it out there and put it in a better spot. Heck of a throw. I think, again, if you're a receivers coach, you're looking at that on film, and maybe your coaching point is on those deep balls, just keep the elbows in, because it looks like he had his elbows out and the ball kind of went through the space that's created when they're wide.
Perfect long snap this time. Fair catch called for late, and they do honor it. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 18-yard line. That was a very late fair catch call by number 0, Kai Kammer. The official said that's fine, and we'll begin this drive at the 18-yard line. So look, the game is by no means out of reach. 4:53 to go in the third, and we've seen, some explosive plays end in disaster, if we're being honest, for Pope John. I mean, the 2 biggest plays of the day have ended in turnovers. If they could try to maybe pull off another one and not turn it over, I mean, they're right back in this game.
Yep, absolutely. And now Township's back with that big front. You've got your heavy personnel on the field. 98 is on the nose. We'll see if Pope John tries to get to the perimeter.
Fiore looking left, and that ball may have been deflected. It looks like it was.
Yeah, they had a hitch call. It was a good play call. They were going to be able to complete. That was going to be about a 6-yard gain on first down on the hitch, but he got knocked down by the defensive end. Nice play by the end.
So 2nd and 10 here from the 18-yard line. Game number 2 of 4 today. Again, Ocean City takes on the Little Tigers of Princeton at 4 o'clock. Atlantic City versus Shabazz in a highly anticipated game at 7. 4 more games Friday, 4 more games Saturday. Should be a great weekend of football. It's already been a great start to the day with that overtime victory. St. John Vianney over Cedar Creek. 2nd and long here. Looks like that's Gelinella on the carry. Not a whole lot there. Falls forward for maybe a half a yard. I don't think they're even going to give him that. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
So Township subbed out 98, the big nose. They brought in an extra backer, and they're playing a little cover 1 there. I mean, if you can get a feel for coverage, and if this is 3rd and 9, so it's probably going to be a 2 high, cover 2 or a quarters look. You got to go to your beaters here. Like you have to rely right now on the stuff that you feel good running against certain coverages. So I think Pope John, maybe you'll see some kind of post out concept, something that attacks quarters.
Fiore gets a man in motion. This is tight end right to left. Resets on the left side of the line. Clap of the hand, gets the snap. Fiore with some time. Now that time ends. He's on the run. Fiore going to have to pick it up with his feet. Tries to cut it back. Township rallies to the football, led by number 4, Kanan Pitts. And it'll be 4th down upcoming here for the Lions.
Yeah, nothing open. They ran cover 2. Safeties were sitting deep. Corners did a nice job of rerouting the wide receivers so they didn't get into their route quickly. And by being able to reroute the receivers, the quarterback had to hold the ball, and then the protection broke down, and he was out scrambling.
So a punt here. It'll be Seamus Corcoran. Again, handling the punting duties. Into the wind, so another opportunity for maybe a big return here. Again, that 2 return look. We saw this at times in the first half. It's Para back there with McCalla. Gets it away. This one is going to bounce just past midfield. Township wants to leave it alone from there, and they do. It'll be touchdown at the Minutemen 46-yard line. So 1st and 10. Really the best field, obviously the best field position of the day was 1st and goal inside the 5 for Pope John, but Township has routinely had tremendous starting field position today off of punts, off of returns, a mix of the 2. And to Pope John's defense's credit, they've allowed only 14 points to this point.
They have, and let's not forget the 2 turnovers that Pope John has had deep in Washington Township territory. Again, keep scrapping if you're Pope John.
Right.
You feel like you're right here. Now, if I'm Township, I might want to think about a knockout blow soon, because you were coming to the end of the half, or the end of the quarter, I should say, 2:50. You have the wind. You've almost connected on a couple of deep balls. I mean, can you take a play-action shot? You're near midfield right here. Good time to do it.
So 1st down here for Township, just shy of midfield. Para gets the call this time, and he's knocked down in the backfield. That's number 30 for the Lions, Carter Johnston. 6'5" defensive end. Again, had the miscue after the big catch and fumble, but he's been a force on defense here today.
Yeah, I won't swear I know what adjustment Pope John's made up front to handle this counter gap game or the gap run scheme by Township, but over the last quarter and a half or so, they've done a great job of minimizing the damage that Township's been able to do.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 11 from the 45. Carter pulls it down this time, gets away from a rusher, gets across midfield, and some positive yards there. We haven't seen that a whole lot today, which is Danny Carter using his legs, but a good pickup there on 2nd and long sets up a manageable 3rd and 6.
Yeah, a little zone read action. I mean, everybody in America loves the zone read play. See the quarterback pull that thing down. He's reading an unblocked end, and if the end bites on the dive fake, he's going to pull the ball and get out on the perimeter.
So Carter did well to get around the edge there, and from there was some space available around the left side.
So Township's got a wide side of the field here, and they're in a 3-by-1 set to the wide side. I'd expect maybe a little play action or get the quarterback out of the pocket to the wide side.
Carter looking that way, and it's knocked down, and Carter catches it, and he spins.
Okay.
Maybe not what you're taught to do in that situation, but on 3rd down, I guess maybe anything goes. He gets back to close to the original. So the rare quarterback reception.
Yeah, if you had that on the bingo card, man, you're in good shape. Carter to Carter.
So Carter leaping up and catching that. And
all right, here we go, Mike. This is maybe the most adventurous play of the day so far, Township punting.
And a safe call here, right? I mean, you're in that area of the field where maybe you think about going for it, but the wind's at your back, and you got a good punter if the snap's good.
Yep.
So here we go.
Just take a little bit off it, the snapper. He's been firing some lasers back there, maybe just a little off.
Last one was good. One before that, not so much.
That's
this one is a little bit high, but manageable. Carter sends it away.
That's a nice punt.
And this one looks like it's going to bounce into the end zone. So tough break at the end there, but a good punt and a good decision from Kai Kammer at the back end to not field that one. So the Lions will again have the football at the 20-yard line. 21 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. And it's starting to get late a little bit early here for the Lions.
Yeah. I'm watching Danny Carter play quarterback. And again, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. This kid, he's going to hand the reins over to Jalen Parker in a couple of weeks when Parker becomes eligible, but he's going to still be their punter. He looks like a tough kid. I wouldn't be shocked if he could play some defense. He also looks like a kid, if you're Mike Schatzman, you can figure out how to put him in some packages. Maybe jet sweep with an option to throw the ball. Maybe he goes in as a little bit of a quarterback gadget option. But I think he looks like a kid that is still going to play some football for Township.
No doubt. We saw that earlier today. Vienny using 2 quarterbacks to get that overtime win over Cedar Creek. Here's the man in the back for the Lions. It's Fiore. Hands it off to Gellinella. Just has not been a whole lot there today for Luke Gellinella, 5'8", 180 pounds. I mean, he's a little bit shaken up after that play as he's grabbing at his hip a little bit. So while they tend to him, chance to remind you that the Battle of the Beach was created and is operated by the West Jersey Football League Coaches Association, which would like to thank the City of Ocean City, I should say, and Ocean City Board of Education for their assistance and cooperation. The association unites coaches within the league to give coaches a single shared voice. The proceeds from Battle at the Beach are used for scholarships. The West Jersey Football League Coaches Association also operates the South Jersey Football Hall of Fame, which will induct Charlie Roman, Steve Everett, Mario Patrizzi, Dennis Scuderi, Joe Galera, and Mike McGarry this year. And things continue to happen in Ocean City on Sunday, August 30th. 4 magnificent male icons, the music of Neil Diamond, Elvis Presley, Bobby Darin, and Barry Manilow. And then next Wednesday, September 3rd, Starman, the best of David Bowie. Get your tickets at the Ocean City Music Pier box office or online at oceancityvacation.com. So after the injury, they wind the clock. That's it for the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break. We head to, or will we? There's still time on the clock. I believe they motioned that we're going to change. Yeah, let's toss it to break. After 3, Washington Township leads 14-3.
With the score, Washington Township 14, Oak Island.
It is known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn, since 1940. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and
All right, quickly back to begin the start of the fourth quarter here. It's Pope John football. Now flag comes out. A little helter-skelter end of that third. We had the injury by Jelinell, then they decided to wind the clock, which time wasn't taken off the scoreboard right away. And now kind of a quick start to the fourth. And now this one will go against Pope John. Procedure penalty up front. So it's getting late for the Lions. Again, 11-point game. But a chance here, even facing 2nd and 9, to try to put a drive together, put more points on the board, make it a one-score game. Fiore tries to get the Minutemen to come off sides. They stay put. Now he takes the snap, pulls it back. Got a man over the middle. Looks like that's number 0, Kai Kammer. Nice gain there. It'll bring it close to a first down, 3 yards shy or so, but a manageable third down scenario upcoming.
Yeah, you're starting to see a lot of too high coverage shell from Washington Township right now. They're obviously protecting against big plays. That's a 6-7 yard crossing route that they'll give up that completion and let the clock run. They can live with those. They just can't get run behind right now.
So a critical 3rd and 3 here for the Lions. Fiore has a man out to his left, 2 to his right, 1 back in the backfield. He's looking left, pumps, now he wants to go over the top. Going downfield, and that ball is overthrown. Again, our apologies, we just don't have a number 18 on the roster. That ball was targeted for him. Pretty good coverage there by Nasir Halty, and that'll bring the punting unit out for the Lions.
Yeah, no sooner did I say that than they went into a one-high man-to-man look. So, I mean, they're mixing and matching those coverages. And I thought that was a good decision by Pope John to take a shot. You get one high, take a shot. Right now, 11 minutes to go, down 11. You got to create some explosives.
So this time it'll be the wind at the back of Pope John, but you had the explosive Isaac Para ready to try to return this one again. We've seen 2 great returns from him in the punt return game. He's set up right now on his own 35-yard line. End over end, heading right toward him. He'll get a chance here. Para starts right, now goes left and slips. Oh, man, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
Grabbing at his foot. Looks like he's going to be helped up right away. Man, that did not look good, but good to see Isaac come up. He's hobbled a little bit.
Yeah, glad that young man's running off the field there because the way his leg buckled there was kind of scary.
Yeah, we've seen cramping obviously be an issue today. I'm not sure. That one looked a little different, although he's kind of clutching at his calf over here like it is a cramp, but hopefully we see him re-enter soon. In the meantime, Township will play on without him. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line of Washington Township. A couple late changes here to the huddle. So you talked about maybe that knockout blow late in the third. If you're Township, you still looking for something like that, or is this a situation where you're trying to get the clock moving and try to churn out some of that clock?
Well, I'll tell you how I'd play it right now. If Township gets a first down, they're going to be out near midfield. On 1st and 10 from near midfield, I'd take a shot. I'm gonna see if I can put the final nail in the coffin here. But they're back into this nub set, so look for some. No, they're not. They're changing up right now. Lined up wrong. I was going to say, let's see if they go back to that counter gap game to the tight end side. And there it is right there, just out of a different formation.
Yep. To the left side, moving the pile is the offensive line
He's
there of
going,
Township. Kind of like a rugby scrum in there, carrying the football in there.
Yeah, they really have something into the boundary, into the tight end side. I mean, Pope John's kicking, I don't know if they're kicking their front to the field here, but, I mean, attacking the boundary out of that nub formation has been Washington Township's best offense today.
That was Elijah Cole on the tote there. And looks like I didn't see it, but we had a flag come in. It's a sideline warning. 2nd one, I guess. They're going to mark it off. Must be if they're moving the football back.
Yeah.
You get 1 warning, and then you get 5 yards. So I don't recall seeing it first, but obviously it must have happened at some point.
All right, so that goes from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 7. Probably changes your calculus as a play caller on both sides of the ball here.
Cole stays in the backfield. Carter ready for the shotgun snap. Right back to Cole. And wrestled down, not completely, and then they whistle it dead as that was blown up in the backfield.
Okay, so they're saying the previous call was assisting the runner, which is interesting. You can push the pile as a blocker or as anybody on the offense, but you can't push the runner from behind. So that's what they called Township for.
And a sideline warning at the same time, because we definitely
Right.
saw this.
Correct.
So the no mark off for the warning. That's a good pickup, though. Yeah, you see it a lot with high school football. I mean, it kind of turns into that rugby scrum, but you can't directly aid the runner. I mean, really, the last play of the Vienna Cedar Creek game kind of came down to that situation, albeit on the goal line on that 2-point conversion, where the Lancers punched it in and beat the Pirates earlier today. And again, off of that left side there, similar situation where at the end of that run, some bodies trying to move other bodies, but Cole gets the carry. So Township just running the clock for now. We're down to 9:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 from just outside the 40-yard line.
So that was that zone read concept again there. He got a give key. The backside end sat, so he handed the ball to the back. And we'll see if they try now on 3rd and 4. Maybe they're going to attack the field. They got trips to the field. All right, now they're changing it. Looks like they're going to go 2 by 2 here, 2 in the backfield. In kind of a pistol king formation. This is a good formation to boot out of.
Cole's in the backfield. He doesn't get it. Here comes pressure right up the middle, and Carter had no chance on that one as that pressure came right through. And again, that's number 30, Carter Johnson. He's been a force up front flying through for the Lions today.
Yeah, so they did run boot. They've run boot out of that formation a few times. Pope John may be a good feel for that. They're just sending pressure on 3rd down, though, now. So if you're Township and you're in this situation on your next possession, you might want to screen on a 3rd down with that look coming from, all that pressure coming from Pope John.
So a punt upcoming here from Carter, and you feel like it's now or never for the Lions on the ensuing possession here. See if Pope John can get a nice return.
They got a punt block coming here.
Yeah, sending numbers, get it away. Bouncing, and still rolling to the 30-yard line. And so the Lions will begin this possession there. We got player down with some cramping behind the play. It's been another factor here in these late August days. But now it's now or never time, obviously, for Pope John. Just got to find a way to get points right now. And with the field goal, I'll tell you what, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a touchdown, but it's got to at least be 3, right?
Yeah, you got to get a score here in some fashion. A field goal makes it 14-6. That's a one-possession game. You come away without points on this drive, and you're really up against it.
So, again, there's a player down off camera to the other side of the field as the trainers tend to some cramping there. So Ocean City getting set to take on Princeton. It's a game that's supposed to start at 4, and even after the overtime of the first game, I don't want to jinx anything, but that might still have a chance to start at 4 here. After that, it'll be Atlantic City versus Shabazz tomorrow. West Deptford taking on Kinnelon to begin the day at 10 a.m. And then Rancocas Valley takes on Wayne Valley at 1. 4 o'clock game on Friday is Shawnee versus Old Bridge. And then the 7 o'clock showcase game, Paramus Catholic against LaSalle of PA. And the 3rd and final day of this 6th annual Battle at the Beach will be Saturday, right back here at Cary Stadium. Bridgeton against Southern to get things started at 10. 1 o'clock, it's Gloucester versus Cedar Grove. 4 p.m., Holy Spirit versus Monsignor Farrell of New York. And 7 o'clock to close out the event, Millville versus Erasmus Hall of New York. So that player has been helped off the field. Didn't see his jersey number, but he's being tended to for some cramping. And this drive will finally get set to begin at the 30-yard line. So again, it's now or never for Pope John. Got to get some plays going, got to get some points at the end of this.
Too high. Let's see if they can. Oh, there's a screen to start. Nice little drive starter.
Yeah, and this is going to go for a 1st down and more. Out near midfield that time is Yazir Register, and that's an outstanding drive starter there. And just like that, they're actually going to mark him out of bounds or down at the 46, but still a great 1st down play call there.
6-yard line for Pope John, 1st down.
And now some tempo, which you would assume was coming.
Let's see how aggressive Township wants to get. They're sitting in the 2-high shell, cover 2 look, hard corners.
Register right up the middle, still has it. He's close to another 1st down. I think they'll mark him about a half-yard shy.
We got more cramps here, Mike.
Yeah, it's a theme. We got to get that. Was that pickle juice game? Eagles. Was that Cowboys?
Deuce Staley. That's right. Deuce
Yeah.
Staley and the pickle juice.
That was the early on in the Andy Reid era, if I recall correctly.
It was, and that became like folklore for a long time. Although
Yeah.
I've read that it works. So
Yeah.
I can't say when I was head coach here we had a pickle juice policy, but you know.
Yeah, it's a theme. I mean, look, it's just the nature of the beast. These are hot days. I've definitely been at this event when it's been hotter down there, but it's warm down there on the field. And we talked about it a little bit. I mean, these guys have been in training camp for a while now, but there's just nothing like getting out there and getting in a real game scenario and, leaning against the guy in front of you for 4 quarters.
Yeah, no matter how hard you practice, you're not practicing at game speed. And even if you play game scrimmages, which all these teams do, you're not running your starters for 4 quarters. So this is a huge acclimation for these guys from a conditioning standpoint.
That was Gabe Palaganas, who we've said his name a bunch today. Looks like he's okay.
The Minuteman is not cramping up, however.
No, yeah.
The Washington Township mascot, he's got to be the hottest guy in the stadium.
You may catch his head a little bit on the bottom of your screen from time to time, but there's a guy in a full student, I would assume. There's comes a pass up top. And again, the connection is made to number 30, Johnston. Just to finish that thought, though, the Minuteman is on hand, and he's got to be hot in that costume. But you can't take the head off. You can't do it. There's kids in the stands.
Yeah, it'll terrify him.
So that's a big first down, and that's exactly what Pope John needed there. And Johnston, again, unfortunately for him, had the fumble on the first reception, but that's another big one, and they're right at the edge of the red zone here.
Yeah, same play they ran for the big one in the first half. Jet motion, and then they run the tight end on the backside of the jet. And they fumbled off of it in the first half. But that's a big play that they needed. And here comes another shot.
Going over the top, and good coverage on that play. Ticketed for number 7, Matthew Rodriguez. And good coverage on the back end from Township. I believe that was Singleton out in coverage.
So they're in field goal range. They're on the 24. They have the wind at their back. We mentioned their kicker, who was bombing them from about 50 yards in the pregame and at halftime. So if you're Pope John here, you don't have to force the ball deep to the into the end zone. Don't force it into too high coverage. Be smart with your play calling here and get points. You have to get points out of this possession.
2nd down and 10.
All right, but they're getting cover 1 and man coverage here. So let's see if they run some kind of pick or rub.
Fiore under center, fakes the handoff. He's got some time. Works his way out to the right. Throws back across his body, and flag comes in. Second flag comes in. So some laundry to sort out here. That's a risky throw, especially in high school. He didn't throw it back across the field, but he threw it back against the motion he was going.
Yeah, we always tell our quarterback, if you roll one way and throw the ball back across your body into the middle of the field and it gets picked, you better go off on the other sideline because you're gonna get an earful. That is a cardinal sin for a quarterback.
So legal man downfield is the initial call, and talking to Township about whether it wants the penalty or not. Looks like Township will accept the penalty. And it'll be 2nd down after the walk-off there.
2nd down and 15.
So Big 98 is in the game on a passing down. I think that nullifies the screen because he's not going to get much of a push on a pass rush. But they're in the eye. I'm curious what they're going to do out of the eye here with the quarterback under center.
Yeah, he hasn't been there a bunch. Again, same sort of concept. Fakes the handoff. He's under pressure immediately. Fiore rolling out to his right. Same situation.
Oh, he got hit out of bounds. That's going to be a flag.
And there comes the flag.
Yep.
It's so hard to lay off, right?
Yeah,
you've done your job. You're in pursuit of the quarterback. He's right there. And then you got to just not touch him. But unable to do that was Washington Township that time.
Yeah, that's a shame because he stepped out of bounds, the quarterback, at around the 35. It was going to be about a 6-yard loss. Instead, this is going to be, I don't know, Mike, is it a first down?
It's going to be close. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
A little bit short.
There's a flag on the flag.
Get the call right now. Dead ball, personal foul against the defense. Yeah, the marker's right. It's really tough to see, but it's going to be close. I think you're right, probably about a half-yard shy of a first down. Know for sure after they walk it off here.
So they're a couple yards short. Going to be what are we looking at here? 3rd and 4 now.
Yeah, so I was looking at the down marker. Obviously, the contact occurred a couple yards shy of that. So, yeah, not even close. 3rd down and 5 here for Pope John. Handoff, keep it on the ground. And a 1st down, still on his feet, tiptoeing down the sideline that time is Register. And Register delivers again with 6:33. The Lions are still alive, now deep into the red zone looking for 6.
Ball carried on the right side by Yazir Register.
Palaganas comes back into the game here after dealing with that cramping. Big 98 hustles off. I mean, that's impressive there as this next play is snapped and swallowed up on the inside was Register. I'll tell you what, maybe the best athletic feat of the day is watching Dante Leary get to the sideline before that ball was snapped.
Yeah.
And now Palaganas.
Here he comes. He's coming back on.
Still
the big
struggling
man
here.
They tapped the big man to go back in, and I'm not sure he was happy about it. The ball's on the far side.
They're on the far hash. I mean,
He's got
it's
a long run.
Long way to run.
I don't know if Pope John got away with one there. It looked like they had 12 guys on the field that they didn't huddle though. I don't know the rule on that. That's an interesting question. They ran a 12th guy off the field just before the snap because they were no huddle. I don't know if that's not a penalty.
As it stands, 2nd down and goal from the 8-yard line, just inside the 8. Fiore in the shotgun. Designed run to his right. Township all over it. So a number of players in there setting the edge for Township. It'll bring up 3rd down. Also the tackle inbound, so the clock continues to run as we approach 5:30 in the game. So you figure, I don't know, what's the math here? I mean, obviously 3 still helps you. I think if you don't get anything here, maybe you roll out the field goal unit.
Outside the 5, I'm going to kick it.
Yeah.
You know, but if you don't get points here, the game's over.
You got to get something.
You got to get something. I might kick it unless you're within a yard or 2.
So hopefully Pope John hoping they don't have to make that decision, trying to score here. But tough sledding inside the 10.
Let's see if Township brings some heat here. The ball's on about the 7-yard line.
Fiore motions his man, keeps it. He's going up top, over the middle. Johnston had it. Did he keep it?
Oh, man.
He couldn't. Wow, great coverage on the play. I mean, that's just one of those plays, Kevin, where everyone's doing their job. I mean, that would have been a catch. As we take another look, Johnston, full extension. As we're going to get another look at this, Carter Johnston goes up in traffic, has it for a moment.
So it looks like 32. Elliott Seibert with a big play. It just to knock that ball out as the tight end was trying to bring it to the turf. And obviously saved 6 points there for Washington Township.
Yeah, Johnston, it looks like he caught sort of the bottom part of that ball and didn't get a good grip on it. And then with a little bit of contact as he's shaken up in the end zone after the play. So now it's that situation, right? I mean, 3 points makes it a 1-score game.
Yeah.
If you keep the offense out there, obviously, you're trying to come even closer. But it's going to be
They're huddling with their offense on the sideline right now. I'm kicking this because you want to keep the game alive as long as you can. With 4:49 to play, if you don't get points here and you still need 2 scores, the odds of you being able to do that are very slim. All right, here comes the field goal unit. So I think this is a good decision by Pope John.
Yeah, it'll be Christian Severinson. He's already nailed a 26-yarder. Again, if you're joining us late, all of Township's points coming in the first half. It was 14-0 at halftime. And Pope John with a field goal in the 3rd quarter. This would be a 25-yard field goal if my math is mathing. From the right hash. And Severinson has plenty of leg. Winded his back on this one, too. High snap. This is an awkward play all the way around. And the kick is good.
Wow, that was remarkably done.
Wow, so great job by the holder that time. That's number 4, Fiore. And so often in high school you see the quarterback acting as the holder, and he had to kind of go up and get that one, put it down. It looked like maybe some of the players on the line didn't know that was a good snap, but
that was, I mean, the composure of the holder and the kicker there for the holder to go up and get that and be able now to come back down and put it on the block, and then the kicker had to delay his approach because the timing was off. And he basically came to a full stop, took one more step and kicked it, and somehow punched it through. What a huge play to now make this a 1-score game.
Yeah, quite frankly, there's not a lot of kickers at the high school level that can do that once their routine is messed up.
Yep.
But it is that 1-score game like we talked about. So against all odds, Pope John just continuing to hang in there. Township has failed to deliver that knockout blow, and here we go. Now it's going to be pressure swings back to the Township offense a little bit. They got to carve out some plays here to get some positive yardage, work this clock a little bit. 4:44 remaining, because if you give the football back, you run the risk of Pope John trying to send this into overtime.
So I'll be shocked if the kicker doesn't pound this through the back of the end zone with the wind at his back. And maybe this is why they took the wind and the ball, right? Maybe they're going to prove Gary Degenhart wrong by getting the wind at their back in the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, 2 players deep for Township at the 10. I think it's going to be over their heads. Now let's see.
He
It's
didn't get
floating.
all of that one. Nope.
Yeah, it does get there. Just a tremendous leg. I mean, sometimes during halftime, and obviously the moments leading up, it's the kicker and some of his helpers, we'll call them, are the only ones out there. So the eyes go to that person, and he was booming them from distance. So definitely has the leg. So it's been a good game for Severinsen. 2 field goals. He's been outstanding on kickoffs. And now here we go. 4:44 remaining. Township still in the lead by 8 points, but things are getting a little tight. And now if you're the Minutemen, you're looking for some plays that are going to get a first down, get another first down, and try to get out of here.
So this is a little bit of a coming-of-age moment for Mike Schatzman's young team. He talked to me yesterday about it. A lot of young guys on the field replacing the state championship group that just moved on. How will they handle adversity? So this is the biggest adversity they've faced in this game, and let's see their response.
So it's the junior quarterback, Danny Carter, running the show here. Behind him to begin is Hallex. And Hallex gets the call off left tackle, strings it out, wants to stay in bounds, and they will wind the clock. That's another thing. I mean, as a coach, you got to be reminding your guys right now to go down in bounds, right? You're kind of at that point.
Definitely. Don't do anything that's going to help your opponent right now. Use play clock. That's an outside zone stretch play, a long developing play. I mean, you're not going to call plays simply because they take a little bit longer, but every second could count here. So you want to maximize your time with the ball right now as Township.
So Hallex going down in bounds. Gain of 3 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 7.
Isaac Parra, by the way, number 1, has not returned to the game. So after he took that kind of awkward fall, he's still out.
And again, the give to the left side. There's not a whole lot there. Put some pushing of the pile. Now the whistle comes in. It'll be a gain of about 2 based on where the linesman is walking in from the far side. So now here we go. 3rd down. Should be about 4, maybe 5, somewhere in that neighborhood. And big play here.
Yes, sir.
Maybe the game.
Yes, sir. Let's see what Township has dialed up. They've gone boot the last couple of 3rd and mediums. I don't know if they're going to run boot again. The last time they ran it, Pope John blitzed right into it. I talked about screen game. It'd be a gutsy call right now to run a screen, but it also might be something that Pope John is not expecting.
So Hallex is in the backfield. He's to the left of Carter. Man in motion. Carter, he is going to throw. It is a screen. Nearly intercepted and was knocked down. Man, Johnston, if he can kind of squeeze those mitts together, he might be walking in for 6. So that's predicted there. It's risky, and it stops the clock. And Pope John did not have to use any timeouts on that possession.
Yeah, that went about as well as it could have for Pope John. 2 short runs and an incomplete pass. I give him credit for the call. I think it's a good play call off the jet motion, give him a little eye candy to draw him to the field side and then screen back to the boundary. But the defensive end did a really good job of just getting up with his hands and knocking that thing down.
All right, so watch the snap here. Watch Carter. It's been an adventure. He's had to leap for a couple. One has sailed over his head. There's been some good snaps, too. This one's perfect. Carter, it's kind of dying in that wind right near midfield. Bounces in the middle of the C of OC. Takes a Township bounce, a big Township bounce.
Great roll.
And some English on that one, and it'll be touchdown at the 34-yard line. So 2:54 remaining. Pope John has its complement of timeouts, down by 8. Obviously would need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but the momentum has shifted in this one.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If you had told me in the middle of the second quarter we'd be here in the final minute with Pope John with the ball and a chance to tie the football game, I would not have believed you.
That's the scenario, though, and Pope John coming out with a chance to try to put a drive together to send this one into overtime. We've already had 1 overtime game today. Will we have a second? Defensively, Township.
All right, cover 2 look. Let's see if we can get to some cover 2 beaters, maybe a little smash concept.
Little flea flicker here. Back to Fiore. He's under pressure.
Oh,
Big
my
block by
goodness.
Johnston in the backfield. Pops a helmet off. Township wants a flag thrown on that. They're not going to get it. Fiore is able to run out for about, let's see where they 6 yards. Man, look at the hit on this. First of all, the flea flicker right here. Johnston
That's a
cracks
penalty.
him.
That's a penalty every day of the week. Up high, helmet to helmet, coming back towards the line of scrimmage or towards the defender.
Yeah, that was Zane Malik taking the business end of that hit. And when the dust settles, it's a gain of about 6. And they're going to force to add insult to injury. Malik has to come off because his helmet went flying off. So in steps our friend number 98, Dante Leary, to clog the middle.
Short run this time. Ball's on the near hash.
Yeah, save him a little bit of cardio that time. Fiore in the gun. Still 2:44 on the clock. I don't know if there's a clock issue. If I'm not mistaken, that drive started with 2:44, so I don't know if any time elapsed or what happened there. But after the short run, it'll be 3rd and short. 2:30 remaining. No huddle here. And obviously the Lions have a couple plays to get a couple yards. Fiore, low snap, goes down to get it. Looking to his right, might need to run for this, and he does, just to pick up the first and gets out of bounds. So that's a smart play there from the quarterback. And it'll stop the clock, and it'll reset the downs for Pope John.
So they ran a little bit of a vertical switch concept there where your guys are going vertical and then they're going to switch their landmarks halfway through the route, switch verticals. Township handled it well. Township's playing a cover 2 shell. Man, it's a no deep ball defense. So, I mean, you don't have a lot of time if you're Pope John, but you don't want to force anything right here. Still be patient with your passing game. Work the intermediate part of the field rather than maybe chucking one up and risking an interception.
And you have your timeouts. Here's Fiore, and we got some motion on the left side of the line for Pope John, and that should back the Lions up 5. Good crowd on hand for this one, too. We haven't really talked about it, but obviously Township is one of the bigger public schools in South Jersey, and the Ocean City side of the bleachers here under our broadcast position nearly full. So here's Fiore. Looking deep, has time, loads up. 1-on-2, nearly caught as Register just couldn't haul that one in. That's a beautiful ball, though, thrown from Fiore into double coverage and just off of the fingertips that time of Register. Got to take shots like that at this point of the game, right?
They do, but again, you're throwing on into a cover 2 shell, and that's 2 defenders against 1 wide receiver. I'd rather see him work the intermediate part of the field right now.
So 2nd and 15. 2:05 remaining. Fiore evades some pressure, rolling to his right, throws, got a man right through the hands that time. A little too hot to handle for Register.
Yeah, that's a big one. That would have been a first down had he come up with that catch. Now you're facing 3rd and 15.
I'll tell you what, I mean, we don't have stats in front of us here. I don't know what the completion percentage is for Fiore, but more often than not, you know, he's a kid who's giving his team a chance to at least pick up positive yards after he's pressured, right? He's not one of those guys, and you see that a lot in high school where you just put your head down and you try to get what you can get. He's still looking downfield and trying to get things going.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him. He's a scrap. He's only 5'11", 175. Not the biggest, not the fastest kid out there, but he's scrapping. He's taking some big hits. He's kept some plays alive with his legs. Let's see if he can make a play here.
3rd and 15. They got to try to put a dent in this yardage here. Fiore steps through. Now he's under some serious pressure, still dancing.
Now he's gonna go down.
And he's wrapped up from the ground that time by number 59, Alisea. And now all of a sudden, some big trouble for Pope John. 4th and a mile.
If Township gets the stop here and goes on to win this football game, I think this will be a game, if you're Mike Schatzman, that you are thrilled that you survived. You dominated it early with your physicality. Pope John caught up, and then they really carried the play for about the last 2.5 quarters. And you look at the opportunities that they were unable to cash in on, whether it was the fumbles and turnovers or some of the penalties that they took, and they got to feel as though maybe they let one slip away, but they still got a shot here. Fourth and 20. What's your best play call on 4th and 20, Mike?
I like to call it 4th and a mile, but yeah, I mean, and the time management plays a factor too here, because if you don't burn the timeout here, I mean, you still have the 3, but you almost have to at this level with a play like this, right? You can't just kind of send something out there.
Yeah, I would try to get the ball to number 30, the big tight end. They've hit him down the seam a couple of times. He's 6'5". They're playing cover 2, so where there's a hole in the middle between the safeties. I'd rather see him run something like that than lob one up to an outside receiver.
Here we go. The Township crowd comes alive.
That ain't happening. 30 staying in pass protection.
And some pressure from the back, and can't even get a pass off that time. Number 25 comes in. Malik, and a little justice for Malik that time, who was the player who felt like he should have drew the flag on that vicious hit in the backfield a couple moments ago, and he all but ends this one with the, call it a tackle or a sack. I'm not sure exactly where he brought him down, but it did the job.
Yeah. It's just a little situational awareness issue by the quarterback there. You'd like to see him on 4th and 20. He had some time just to chuck that one up. Who cares if it gets picked? You got to give yourself a shot down the field rather than taking the sack. But again, man, I think that kid has scrapped and played a heck of a football game.
Yeah, he's been tremendous, and now it's just a matter of time here for Township. Again, to our knowledge, Pope John does have 2 timeouts. So we'll see what the strategy is here for Township. Not quite a kneeling it out scenario yet. So they're going to have Dorsey in the backfield next to Carter. Dorsey will move to his left. And they give it to Drew. Right up the middle. Dorsey still moving. And he's close to first down yardage. And he does have the first down. Doesn't change things a whole lot with Pope John still with those timeouts.
It's actually better for Pope John that he got the first down there.
One of those weird quirks of football, right? So, but no timeout taken here. So I guess they're going to try to take it after this down here.
Yeah, I like taking it right away because you give yourself the opportunity to stop the clock and then hopefully create a turnover. If they don't take it here, the game's going to end because they're going to run the clock down 40 seconds. They're going to snap it with about, 35 seconds to go. And
yeah,
then
it's tight.
Give yourself a chance maybe to create a turnover.
Yeah, if you're Pope John, you need to stop, timeout, and then there's almost no time left. Johnston almost had the tackle in the backfield again. The give goes to Dorsey, the senior. He's been reliable. It's funny, on the roster, they list him as a quarterback in DB, but he's had his best action at running back here today.
Yeah.
And there's the timeout. So 43 seconds remaining. Pope John has 1 timeout remaining. And right now, Township just has to take care of this football.
43 seconds remaining.
It's been an interesting game to watch, Mike. I mean, you've just seen the momentum slowly move away from Township towards Pope John. But when Township has needed to make a play, they've found a way to make it, whether it's creating a turnover or getting a big stop. Obviously here, picking up a first down that's going to probably help them run out the clock. So an inexperienced group, again, from Mike Schatzman's team, but they were able to weather the storm, and if they can close out the last 43 seconds here, that's going to be an excellent victory for them.
Yeah, it's so hard to judge how good these teams are because you haven't seen them against anybody else yet.
Right.
But this one just has the feel of 2 teams that, although maybe aren't at an elite level, these are 2 very solid football teams, and they matched up well here today. Still 43 seconds to go. Shotgun for Carter. Give again, just high percentage right up the middle that time. That's number 20, Hallex. Pope John will use its final timeout with 33 seconds remaining.
Well, if you're Township now, you can just take a knee.
Yeah, that should just about do it, right?
Yep. If Pope John couldn't create a turnover there, Township takes a knee, and this thing's in the books.
Yep, they're going to make Township snap it one more time, though, as they're going to use their last timeout.
So I think using that timeout on first down, right after the first down call, just give yourself an opportunity to try to rip the ball out or do something, because even if you get it back, like for some miracle happens right now, you've left yourself almost no time to go the length of the field.
Yeah, the math was just starting to get a little too tight there. It's a play it the other way, and I think that's what we're about to see here. Washington Township winning the Group 5 state championship last year, graduating a decorated senior class. Pope John coming in off of a 2-win campaign a year ago, but again playing in a very, very difficult conference in North Jersey. And Washington Township has figured the math out.
Here's the best play in football, Mike.
Victory formation, a kneel down. And Pope John can't do anything from here. So a little bit of a relief clap here.
Yeah,
on the near
100%.
sideline.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Not an enthusiastic cheer, but Township did enough in this one. And look, it's an interesting matchup on paper. I mean, it's two teams. I don't have it in front of me. I would almost assume they've never played each other, right? And you don't know what you're getting, but if it's a non-public team from North Jersey, you know it's going to be a war, right?
Yep.
And even if you're the defending Group 5 state champions, I don't care who you're playing from up there, it's going to be a war. You've been there before. You guys played, DePaul in that COVID year, right?
Yep.
And so you're going to get a team that plays solid football. And Township, I think they feel good about it, and maybe the best situation for a coach because you get the win, but you also get some tape and some things to work on, right?
That's a great point because there's plenty for Mike Schatzman to be happy about. There's plenty for him to correct and build on. And the best part is your young guys came through when you needed them to. When Pope John had that last possession and the opportunity to tie the football game, you stood up and you got the stop you needed, man. So there's a lot to grow from in this game for Township, but a lot to be proud of.
All right, so Washington Township wins it by a final of 14-6, thanks to our producer Bill Shallcross here on the Jersey Shore Sports Network. First time, not so bad, huh? First broadcast.
That was fun, man.
Kevin
I had a
Smith.
blast doing that. Now I got to go coach a football game.
Yeah, good luck to Ocean City and Princeton in the next game here today. Matt Jamison and Bud Rink will have the call from that one coming up at 4. But for Kevin Smith, I'm Mike Frankel saying so long for now from Ocean City. Washington Township with a victory at the Battle at the Beach.
If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design.